Hello friends, this is Dr. Vijay Kumar. I am welcoming you all in my lecture on Hardy-Weinberg law. In last few lecture, we have discussed population genetics, the genetic structure of population. Anybody can see description of this video for other related videos. Hardy was a mathematician from England and Weinberg was a physician from Germany. In year 2008, Hardy and Weinberg each separately published a paper describing relationship between gene and genotypic frequencies. Later on, this relationship was known as Hardy-Weinberg principle or Hardy-Weinberg law. Exactly, Hardy-Weinberg law states that in a large random mating population, the genetic structure of population, that is gene frequency and genotypic frequency of population, remains constant from one generation to other in the absence of selection, migration, mutation and random drift. The explanation is, in the absence of evolutionary forces, the genetic structure of a population remain constant. For changing genetic structure of population, we must need some force, some evolutionary force, that may be selection, that may be migration, mutation or random drift. In next lecture, I will discuss those forces in very descriptive way. I will discuss selection, migration, mutation and random drift separately, so it will be more clear in those videos. Now, how to prove Hardy-Weinberg law? This slide is very important for proving Hardy-Weinberg law. We have male parent and female parents in the population. Suppose one gene which have two form, recessive and dominant. Recessive dominant is described by A1 and recessive is described by A2 gene. And in this way we have three types of genotypes for male and female also. We have three types of genotype for male and similarly three types of genotypes for female. We have, what are those three types of genotypes in both male and female? A1A1, A1A2 and A2A2. A1A1 is homozygous dominant, A1A2 is heterozygous and A2A2 is homozygous recessive. So from male parent we will get two type of gamete, two type of sperm. One is of A1 type and other is of A2 type. Similarly from female also we will get two type of gamete, A1 and A2. A1 has frequency of P, A2 has frequency of Q. As I described in earlier lecture, dominant gene is generally described by a small letter P and recessive gene is described by small letter Q. So when in the next generation progeny will come with the combination of these gametes, three types of progeny will come. One is A1A1 type, second is A1A2 type and third is A2A2 type. The frequency of A1A1 type progeny will be P square and the frequency of A2A2 progeny will be of Q square. I will also describe this slide later on in descriptive way. So come on to the description of this slide. The explanation for the earlier slide is this. Let's suppose that a particular gene is segregating two alleles, A1 and A2. The frequency of A1 allele is P and frequency of A2 gene is Q. We assume random mating and probability of producing A1 homozygous type of progeny in the population will be P into P equal to P square. The probability of producing A2 type of homozygote is Q into Q, that is Q square. This also I also described this in earlier slide. Now for the heterozygous, we are seeing heterozygous may be formed in two ways. Let's come to the earlier slide. Heterozygous, here you can see, here heterozygous will be formed here A1 A2. Here A1 is coming from female parent and A2 gamete is coming from male parent. Similarly, A1 A2 is also forming here. A1 A2 progeny is also forming here. In this situation, A1 is coming from male parent and A2 is coming from female parent, and frequency of both is PQ here in the first case and PQ in the second case. So combination addition of both, in both cases heterozygous is forming, so altogether the frequency of heterozygous is 2PQ. Let's come to the our slide. Yes, here the frequency of A1 A2 zygote will be 2PQ. So now different genotypes have their frequencies here. A1 is P square, A1 A2 is 2PQ, and A2 A2 type genotype is Q square. So this equation is this genotype frequency, this frequency can be described by binomial expression. Here the frequency square of frequency of gene is equal to genotypic frequency. Okay, P plus Q is frequency of gene and P square plus 2PQ plus Q square is the genotypic frequency in the progeny generation. So the square of summation of gene frequency is equal to genotypic frequency. This we can express in binomial expression. Now we already got the genotypic frequency of the progeny. From those frequencies, genotypic frequency, again we can get the gene frequency for those in those progenies. So how we will get the gene frequency? For getting P, the formula is D plus half H. Here D is genotypic frequency of dominant homozygous dominant and H is frequency of heterozygous condition. So the frequency of dominant homozygous is P square and frequency of heterozygous is 2PQ. So the if you will see the calculation, it will be P square plus PQ, then take P common and that will be P under bracket P plus Q, and we know that P plus Q equal to 1, so it will be P only. So in the earlier generation, in parental generation, the frequency of A1 was P, and here in the progeny generation also the frequency of the dominant allele is only P. Similarly, we can calculate the frequency of recessive allele in the progeny generation. The formula is the similar formula is here. The formula is R plus half H. Here R each frequency of homozygous recessive type of genotypes, and similarly we will get the frequency of recessive allele will be Q only. So here the genotype frequency and allelic frequency remain same in the parent generation and the progeny generation. Now we will see the application of Hardy-Weinberg law. The Hardy-Weinberg law help us to know the role of mutation, migration, population size, non-random mating and selection in evolutionary changes of the population. The first application is Hardy-Weinberg law and genetic structure of population. As all breeders want to change the genetic structure of population. As we know, any trait is controlled by gene, and to change the performance, the breeder need to change the frequency, genetic structure of the population. If the genetic structure of the population favors the production, then automatically genetically the animal will be superior. If you change genetic structure in a favored way, so breeder always want to change the genetic structure of the population. Suppose we have 2-3 gene have different alleles, and certain allele is helpful in the production, so any breeder will want that allele, the frequency of that allele in the population will rise. So anybody want to change the genetic structure of the population, and Hardy-Weinberg say the genetic structure of population will not change if there is no any evolutionary forces, if the population is random mating, there is no selection, migration, mutation, then in that case no change will occur in genetic structure. So for changing, we will have to use certain evolutionary forces. We will have to use either the mating is non-random, or we can use selection, migration, mutation. We can use these forces to change the genetic structure, so that we can modify the frequencies of alleles as we want. So this is very helpful. Hardy-Weinberg law is very helpful to get a vision, to give a reasoning how can we change the genetic structure of the population. Now second application is gene frequencies of recessive allele. Hardy-Weinberg law, using Hardy-Weinberg law we can estimate gene frequencies of recessive alleles. As there is some problem in dominant condition. Under dominant condition, heterozygote is indistinguishable. We can't identify the heterozygote, because heterozygote and dominant both are looking similar. So in such condition, we can't estimate the gene frequency of recessive allele. In such condition, we can estimate the frequencies of recessive allele by simply underrooting the frequency of homozygous recessive type of phenotype. Homozygous recessive genotype will be underrooted, and homozygous recessive frequency of homozygous recessive is Q square. If we will underroot Q square, then we will get the gene frequency of recessive allele. Now there is application of Hardy-Weinberg law in getting genotypic frequency. Genotypic frequency in progeny generation is achieved by squaring the gene frequency in the parent generation. That is P plus Q square is equal to P square plus 2PQ plus Q square. Here P is frequency of dominant allele in parent generation, and Q is frequency of recessive allele in parent generation. P square is genotypic frequency of homozygous dominant. 2PQ is frequency of heterozygous. Q square is frequency of recessive homozygous. Now Hardy-Weinberg law is also useful in getting frequency of carrier. The estimation of frequency of carrier is very important. For certain recessive disorders, it is very important to identify the recessive individuals. Some recessive homozygous recessive conditions are very lethal, and in some case production level their growth is very low. The homozygous recessive condition is visually identifiable, but carriers are not identifiable. But we should know the frequency of carrier in the population. So using Hardy-Weinberg law, by using this formula, Hardy-Weinberg law gives the frequency for getting carrier animals, that is 2PQ, and P is equal to 1 minus Q, because P plus Q is equal to 1 only. So if we have Q, then we can get the frequency of carrier, that will be equal to 2Q into 1 minus Q. And very simply we can get the Q by under rooting frequency of homozygous recessive, and frequency of homozygous recessive is Q square. When we will under root that, we will get Q, and putting Q in this formula 2Q into 1 minus Q, then we will get the frequency of carrier. Now for testing genetic equilibrium, whether the population is in genetic equilibrium or not, we can use Hardy-Weinberg equation. If the equation is following, then we can say that the population is in Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium. If the relationship between gene and genotypic frequency as per the requirement of Hardy-Weinberg law, then we can say that the population is in genetic equilibrium. Now mode of inheritance, by using Hardy-Weinberg law, we can say that whether the trait is governed by single gene or by several genes. If the equation is following, if the equation given by Hardy-Weinberg law is following, in that case we can say that the single gene is controlling that character. If that equation is not following, then in that case it might be possible that character is not controlled by single gene. The trait may be controlled by several genes, so that is why the equation is not following. We can say, using Hardy-Weinberg law, we can know about the mating system. If Hardy-Weinberg law, the equation of Hardy-Weinberg law is following, then we can say that the mating system is random. If Hardy-Weinberg equation is not following, if there is no relationship between gene frequency and genotypic frequency, in that case we can say that the mating is non-random type. If there is a scarcity of heterozygotic frequency, in that case we can say that there is inbreeding in the population. That is why the heterozygotic frequency is very less. Now properties of equilibrium population. First property of equilibrium population is that the gene frequency and genotypic frequency. In equilibrium population, there is a relationship between gene frequencies and genotypic frequencies, and this relationship is reflected by binomial equation P plus Q square is equal to P square plus 2PQ plus Q square, and P plus Q is the sum of gene frequencies in the parent generation, and P square, 2PQ and Q square is genotypic frequency in the progeny generation. P square is frequency of homozygous dominant, 2PQ is frequency of heterozygous, Q square is frequency of homozygous recessive. The second property is related to heterozygous. What is the frequencies of heterozygotes in the equilibrium population? So the frequency of heterozygotes in the equilibrium population is 2PQ, and this 2PQ will be maximum. The proportion of heterozygotes, which is denoted by capital H, will be maximum when P equal to Q equal to 0.5. If P and Q is 0.5, then the frequency of heterozygote will be maximum, and frequency of a heterozygous will never exceed 0.5. It will be maximum 0.5, and this 0.5 will come when P and Q both will be equal to 0.5. Proportion of heterozygote decreases when P and Q moves away from 0.5. Once P and Q moves away, it means it is going, it can't be more than, both can't be more than 0.5. If one will be 0.6, then other will be 0.4. Then when P and Q value going away from 0.5, means one will be, if one is 0.6 and other is 0.4, one is 0.7, other is 0.3. In that case, the proportion of heterozygote will be less. The proportion of heterozygote decreases in that condition. Rare allele always found in heterozygous condition. If there is some rare allele in the population, that is found in heterozygous condition. This is the property of Hardy-Weinberg equation. Hardy-Weinberg equilibrium gives this finding. And these are few books authored by me. You can take help of these books, and thanks for watching, and you can write me any suggestion for improving my lecture, and you can also write for any specific lecture, so that I will make a lecture on that. Thanks for watching.